Hello.
Hi Jorin, apa khabar?
Wow. I just told my team I gotta go. I'm on HRTV. Bye. That's what I did, and that's how
Working
it is.
around the clock.
I know that's how it is. Anyway, we'd like to welcome everyone to episode 5 of HRTV. All our viewers who have taken their time, 1 o'clock sharp, and they are already in here. I see a few on the group on LinkedIn. Actually, I have a question for you.
Mm.
You travel a lot, right, to other countries. I know your favorite is Sabah, but other countries also. But have you ever thought of actually growing your career like outside of Malaysia?
I did when I was much younger, and I also explored. I was in Singapore for a bit, and also Australia. But somehow or other, my career paths brought me back to Malaysia because I was with TNT Express at that point of time. So a bit of travel, a bit of secondment, and then back to Malaysia, better position. So went a bit, came back. So beyond that, never tried.
Wow, I never knew you were actually in Singapore and Australia. Australia, which part?
I was in Melbourne.
Good day, mate.
Oh, I, but I mean, I liked it there, but somehow or other, I mean, at that point of time, it was just a job, it was just a job that I was doing. So when there was opportunity to come back, so I said, okay, fine, came back
Yeah.
and then continued here, hoping that there will be more windows of opportunities, which never came.
I know it will soon come if you're looking out for it. I'm sure it'll come to you. You know what? Careers for every one of our viewers are not limited by borders, right, Ajit? It's
Totally,
really
totally, totally
bright,
agree.
wide scope. So for those who have always dreamed of building a career overseas and you're looking forward to learn more, well, stay on and you will learn a lot about it today. In fact, our two back end team members also, the speaker said, okay, after this PM Tepi, we will take you overseas. So it's quite exciting. I said, I also want to go. Ajit also, I also want to go. So we're excited to know what's going to be happening today. Um, as Ajit mentioned earlier, securing a job abroad involves a lot. He said he is also waiting, but it encompasses a lot. Involves more than just sending our applications and receiving offers. Not as simple as that. That's why today's topic is such an exciting one, which is called working overseas in HR. Why not, isn't it? That's why you're here watching the show today, right, Ajit?
Exactly, exactly.
Mm.
And we will then today explore the opportunities, the challenges, the reality of pursuing an international, especially HR career. And all of this will really help us to secure, to make a decision whether should international exposure be an option for us now, and will that help us to make a successful journey out of our career. Okay, but before that, we also would love to see who is with us today. Okay, drop us a hello, drop us a hi, drop us what you are having for lunch, drop us where you are dialing in from. Drop us any note if you like at all. Do interact with us. As you know, this is a very interactive program.
Yeah, and as usual, please stay till the end because us at Compass Mind Asia have always a surprise for you, which is a giveaway of one special prize. So to be that lucky viewer, you have to stay until the end. So without further ado, let's start HRTV. Wow, we're at episode 5. Let's do it together, shall we? Wow, that was really fast to come to episode 5 already. Right, Ajit?
Mm, yeah,
Mm.
exactly. For those tuning in for the first time, this show is known as hashtag HR Intervents, commonly known as HR hashtag HR TV. It's an online talk show presented by Compass Mind Asia, a renowned corporate training provider.
Yay. And if you are a HR or an L&D manager and planning for your trainings or have any training related enquiries, do email us at training@compassmind.com now. I mean, not now, after the show, okay? Actually, you know what? In our past sessions, we engaged with so many HR experts, and they were amazing, covering a wide range of topics related to HR and even career development. So I'd like to let you know, in case you've missed any of those past episodes and wonder where you can find them, check out my YouTube channel called Shireen Kelly to watch. It's at the ticker below. But don't go now. I always tell the guys, don't go now. Go after the show, because you don't want to miss this show today.
Exactly. And this show is for everyone, including HR managers, directors, C-suite, business owners, or even job seekers. If you haven't met me yet, my name is Ajit, a HR practitioner with over 25 years of experience and hosting this show, I think for the past 3 years, Shireen, 4 years with you?
Yes, about 4 now. We are in season 6 already, so
Yes.
fast. Yeah. And I'm Shireen Kelly, the Managing Director of Compass Mind Asia, and we'd like to welcome you to HR Intervention Season 6, Episode 5.
5.
Welcome
back.
back, everyone. It's so lovely to see so many of you online already. But before we start, I've got a question for you. Well, it is Wednesday and it is lunch hour. So I'd like you to do a quick poll, I would say, on a scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you to be here today? 1 being you are so not excited, and 10 being you're super excited to be here. So drop your numbers down there, 1 to 10. Maybe you're a 6, maybe a 7. What are you today, Ajit?
Maybe a 7.
A 7. We need to bring Ajit's excitement level to a 10. Okay, shall we do that together? Also, our guest for today is Muhammad Aslam. He is a senior human capital executive and HR transformation leader with over 36 years of experience across GLCs, multinational and regional organizations. He is well known for leading people transformation, organizational restructuring, post-merger integrations, and leadership succession in complex environments. He has worked closely with top levels like the boards, the CEOs, ministers, and global consulting firms delivering practical, outcome-driven HR transformation. His experience, because he's going to be talking about working internationally, right? Working from overseas. So his experience spans across Malaysia, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, with strong exposures across Asia Pac, Middle East, and also North Africa. Aslam is particularly effective in role required rapid diagnosis, steady leadership through change, and execution under tight timeline. In fact, when I was sitting and talking to him, he also spoke to me about really disrupting the HR environment. Also, I was like, whoa, that is so cool. His ideas come out is so wow. Aslam is actually particularly effective in roles requiring rapid diagnostics. So you will hear a lot of interesting things from him today. Our speaker today has been working closely in HR around the globe, while making him the perfect expert, as I mentioned, for today's topic. So together with me, help me welcome with thumbs up and hearts a warm welcome to Muhammad Aslam. Yay.
Hey, good afternoon, Shireen. Good afternoon, Ajit.
Good
Good
afternoon.
Nice, good, yeah.
Okay, welcome Encik Aslam to join us. How are you today?
Good. Feeling very excited to share the topic today.
Perfect. So what's your energy level, 1 to 10?
I would say 10 and a half.
Oh,
Wow, I like that. Yay. Now I move from 7 to 8 now.
Okay, all right.
by the time you are done, it will be 11 for Ajit already.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. Okay, Jaslam, thank you so much for joining us today for this
My
episode.
pleasure, my pleasure.
It's amazing to have you, and we are so excited to learn a lot about this topic, because this is a very different topic that we normally do. This is a little bit about people's career and things like that. Because before we move on, we would like to get to know you a little bit. Maybe you want to tell us something about yourself, particularly that the audience may not really know about.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, first of all, Compensation, for uh, inviting me to do this episode 5, season 6, right, Shireen? Okay. Okay. I started my career in manufacturing back in Penang, with company like Sony, with Seagate, For my first 10 years in HR, that was my training ground. Manufacturing was very good. So then I came to KL, joined about a year with Putra LRT. That was then before Prasarana. I was Putra LRT for about a year. Then I got myself into the oil and gas industry for the next 17 years. So I
Wow.
was with Halliburton, if you guys know, it's an upstream uh, drilling company, basically. Okay. So with Halliburton, that's where I started to do my regional roles. Then I moved on to Baker Hughes, then to Weatherford, then Sapura Kencana. Okay, when I came back after my overseas stint. So pretty much about 17 years in the oil and gas industry. Transportation, like as I mentioned earlier, was about 1 year with Putra LRT, then now with KTMB. Okay, my last job actually with KTMB. And in between, after I came back from overseas, I kind of focused more into the GLC. So companies like Bank Pembangunan, I was there. A little bit stint with Malaysia Airports. Then I also joined Worldwide Holdings, PKNS subsidiary based in Shah Alam. So that's a little bit about myself. But 36 years in HR, purely HR, human capital, human resources, whatever you want to call it, people nowadays, and so on. But that's the journey that I went through. Loving it, love working with people, and it has evolved a lot. Okay, HR has evolved a lot, but amazing. It's just amazing journey. You get to meet a lot of people. You got to meet, yes, challenges definitely, but
Okay.
I think the key thing about HR is that we deal with people.
Agreed.
So that's about it. All right,
Thank
back
you.
to you.
That's
Yeah.
that's something that people don't know about you. One thing.
Uh,
Yeah, some fun thing about you.
well, I don't know. I mean, pretty much, I am the guy that what you see is what you get. Okay, so nothing much. It's not like
Any
extra or
wild,
whatever.
wild hobbies like mountain climbing
Oh,
or
no,
any
no,
fun
no,
thing?
nothing wild, nothing wild. But I love to travel. I guess because my job when I was doing regional roles was to travel. Okay, so it kind of so gave me the opportunity to travel, and I've traveled like what, more than 55 countries now, more than
Ah,
300 cities in the world. So that's the thing about me.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I must say, right? I sat with Aslam to have a chat, and wow, he's told me of places that I had to Google. I've never heard of it, and it's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. So
Mm.
Well,
yes,
Shirin,
really cool.
there's 192 countries in the world. So
I know, and you've traveled 55.
yeah.
55.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing.
So there's a lot of hidden places that all of us actually have not even explored before, and Aslam
Correct.
has seen a lot. Yeah, I mean a lot more to explore, Aslam. Yeah,
Yep,
but
correct.
you've
Ajit, during this World Cup, Ajit, you suddenly heard countries like Curacao, you never heard it before, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
at
so
least 4 or 5 of the
yeah,
countries are weird names you have never heard before.
yes,
I have
yes.
to go and Google. My goodness. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot more in to explore.
That's true. Anyways, before we move on, let's say hello to some of the people who have joined us. Hi, Hanis. Hi, Zoo10. Oh, she's a 10. Working overseas has
And
been my dream. Nordiba is also a 10. We got very excited people today. Saralia. Hi, Encik Aslam.
Hello, hello.
One of your fan clubs, huh? Afif, hi guys, so interesting topic. He also say hi Aslam. Rahman says hi Encik Aslam. And then we have had a bit of glitch on messages coming in, but my team have extracted from Rajendran. He says that the technical, a very interesting topic. The technical aspect of HR may differ across countries, but understanding people, culture, and trust are universal skills. Very true, right, Aslam?
Very true, very true, very true.
Yeah, and then also we've got, I don't know who this is from,
I
but
think it's
we've always
we always feel. I think
mm.
it's continuation.
Oh, continuation. We've always felt that global exposure doesn't just expand careers, it expands perspective. Yeah, mindset. Sometimes the next stage of growth isn't a promotion, it's a different environment that stretches who we are, who we can be. Actually, so true. And Sabrina has joined us. Hi, Sabrina. There is IU, interesting perspective. I've always wanted the opportunity to work overseas. Afif says we can get different points of view from overseas. True. Kau Kautsarolia says big fan. Yeah, big fan. Cool. Welcome.
Wow.
Aslina also says hi, Encik Aslam. Wow, I got so many hi, Encik Aslam today. So many fan
Hello,
clubs.
hello. Thank
Celebrity.
you for joining. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, man, celebrity. Well, let's get, because they are all eager to learn from you, let's get into the topic for today. I have a small introduction about it before Anjit gets into the questions. So, a little bit of introduction is earlier in this episode, we spoke about building a career beyond our borders, particularly in the field of HR, because Aslam has 36 years experience in HR. HR has been closely linked to local and employment laws and culture norms, which led many to believe that HR careers are confined to the country in which they began. However, in today's interconnected world, talents are moving across borders faster than ever. Organizations are expanding globally and creating new opportunities for HR professionals to contribute and grow beyond just their home market. In today's episode, we will be exploring the opportunities, realities, and challenges of building an international HR career. Exciting, isn't it? I want to know more. So perhaps the question is no longer, can HR professionals work overseas? But rather, the right question would be, why not? So over to you, Ajit. I'm so excited to learn more. You want to start on the first question?
Yes. Can't wait to get started. Okay, Encik
Yeah.
Aslam, you are ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Tell us to start off to just tell us about your career journey. How did you move from working in Malaysia and then taking on regional roles or even global roles for the matter?
Okay, thanks, Ajit. Okay, I was with this oil and gas company at that time called Baker Hughes. Maybe some of you have heard about it. Okay, so at that time, I was in KL. I was the regional HR manager for Asia Pacific for one of the division called Drilling Fluids. So one fine day, Baker Hughes decided to merge the Asia Pacific with Middle East region and move the HQ now to Dubai. Well, so that's how I landed myself actually in Dubai. Okay.
Ah.
And kebetulan also, my Middle East counterpart had resigned at that time, so that made it easier for me to move to Dubai. So that's how I got myself there, Ajit. But if I may, just to add on, not everybody's story is the same. I'm okay because I went with the same company, but sometimes some people they got an offer. I met a few people, while I was in Dubai and so on, where they actually applied from Malaysia and they got the job. Okay, so that was very, very interesting. Okay, so not necessarily with the same company, but it can be also that they may hire you directly from
Directly.
anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, from anywhere.
Mm.
Okay, very good, very good. That's a very good start. Okay, what was the biggest culture shock or adjustment you faced when you started or work outside Malaysia?
Fortunately for me, Ajit, I've been traveling to the US, Europe, Middle East in my job. Okay, with Halliburton, Baker Hughes, and later on with Weatherford. So pretty much like, I also had some short stints over there in Houston and in the UK. So moving to Dubai for me was relatively not a big shock, although there was some adjustment to be made because now you're going to live there rather than you come on the business trips, right? But not much on working for me, because working, frankly, if you work in office in the Dubai or you work in office in London or in Malaysia, pretty much is about saying we are on an Outlook, we are in Microsoft, and today, especially today, we are cross-border so easy with all these apps and application that we have. But I think the main thing was facing in the family, okay? So when your family comes with you, I had 3 children at that time, okay? So they got to face into the international schools. We got to go and look for new Malaysian friends to settle in, house hunting, furnitures. We had to go back to, and interestingly, during that time in UAE, Malaysia license tak laku because of license terbang. So I had to go to driving school again. You imagine, Aji, at that age, go to driving school, go and learn and to earn my new driving license, okay? So those are the things that you experience, okay? So I think the point here is that adjusting in a different country and culture. But I guess Dubai, for us, being a Muslim country, the adjustment was made easier for me, for me and my family.
That's great. Wow, it's kind of interesting where you already know how to drive, but you have to go through a driving license, driving class.
Correct. At this age, after 20 years having experience driving or whatever, you go back to driving school seriously.
I know.
And that instructor or the evaluator, he was so young, like my son. Okay.
That's interesting. It's not like, okay, 20, 25 years driving, okay, exempted. Here's your license.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Process. Anyways, looking back, what was the turning point that convinced you that an international HR career was possible?
I guess in my case, because I had the opportunity, right? Okay, the opportunity for me to kind of take up that role because it was available, and I've been to Dubai previously, pretty much before that. So I felt that why not? Because like I said, working in an office or working in the environment is pretty much not much different than we are here in KL office or any office actually, because you're on the same system, you're on the same email and all those things, right? But I guess that's the main thing, facing in to the work is not really a problem, but are we ready to adjust to our life in a new country? Regardless, I mean, I might be in Dubai is nice or whatever, but not everybody get the chance to go to Dubai, okay? It might be some other country. I know a friend who is a lecturer in the university, and she is now in Harbin, China.
Oh, very cool.
And she's not a Mandarin-speaking person. She's a Malay.
Okay.
Don't ask me how, but she's now teaching in that university over there. So you see, I mean, these are opportunities, right? Okay.
Yeah, that I will call is a leap, a big, huge leap lah, because you don't speak the language also, and now you're teaching people with that language. So
correct. And when I was there as well, and in Saudi, also we had Malaysian, not only Muslims. I mean, we have the Chinese or some Indian friends as well, who become lecturers in those universities over there. Interesting.
Yeah, that is really good. What were, at the beginning, what were some of the mistakes or lessons you learned early in your overseas HR journey that our viewers can learn from also?
Let me see. Your question again was about
the mistakes that you made or the lessons that you learned.
Okay.
Yeah, that could be helpful to our viewers to learn if they are going overseas too.
I think lots of lessons learned, obviously, Shireen, okay? I think one must respect the culture, okay? The way they do things there, I mean, the rules, the laws may differ a little bit from what we used over here, right? For example, I brought my family from day one. I think that was my mistake. I should have just gone there first, settled in my work, find a house, and then brought my family. But, well, that was my mistake, okay? So it was a bit tough at first for me, because we had to juggle between my family and also work at that time to face into a new environment, schooling, got to find the schools for them and so on. But the good thing about Baker Hughes is that they really support me. They give me the time off for me to go and settle on the family and so on. So that was great. So, and when I was at Baker Hughes in Dubai, I was the only Malaysian there actually. Okay,
Mm.
so it's not difficult, but you don't have any other Malaysians there. Okay, yeah, I have people like maybe from 20 different nationalities working there at the time. So I guess basically you just need to try to face in and to settle in as fast as you can. I think that's my key point. And maybe a good thing is that go first, get things settled in before you bring in your family. That would be my recommendation.
Mm. All right. Well, that is good learning, because sometimes we don't realize we just move the whole family, and you have actually experienced that. That was tough. Anyway, for our viewers, it's a giveaway time. So participate in answering the question that I'm going to ask you and have a chance of winning. Like I said at the end, we will let you know. The question is, many of you have mentioned that your dream is to work overseas, right? So if you have an offer to work overseas that comes to your doorstep, would you take it? Is it a yes or a no? And the more important part is, why would you take it? Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Just type it in the chat, and we'll pick one of the winners from there later on. All right. So let your answers keep coming in. All right. Over to you, Ajit.
Okay, interesting. I like your question, Shireen. Let's see how the audience answer. I'm very curious to
Mhm.
find out. Okay, just moving on. Thank you
Yeah,
very
sure.
much. I like the feedback that we are receiving. Very good inputs. Very motivating as well. Okay, do you think Malaysian HR professionals are underestimating their potential to work overseas, and why?
Okay, interesting question, Ajit. First, you must be ready to miss your nasi lemak, your roti canai, your mamak wipes, your lepak, your wedding, birthday parties, and all those things, okay? Your car, your motorcycle, family gatherings, okay? You must be ready to travel, you must be flexible, and you must unlearn and relearn. That's the
Mm,
most critical thing. Uh, See, a lot of Malaysians actually, we underestimate ourselves, okay? We tend to be humble about what we can do. Okay, so I think that's very important. That's one key. Because I've seen so many Malaysian diaspora in overseas. Okay, I met and talked to them. We are so humble about ourselves. Actually, we have a bigger potential, and we sometimes always think these, overseas positions are all for these bigger guys, for the masale, the blondes, the blue eyes. It's wrong. We also can do it. Okay. And I am one of the guys who have proven it. Okay, it was not easy. Okay, but I've proven it. If I can do it, all of you in this talk or anywhere where I know, you can do it. Okay, you can do it in your own way. We sometimes always say English is our second language and so on. No, you have that knowledge, you have that capability, you can do it. Okay, why not? Okay, uh, our advantage in Malaysia, Ajit, is that we already deal with different cultures, languages, religions, expectations, sensitivity. Okay, so we are more equipped than I remember back in the 90s. I was in Japan. Okay, in the Sony factory. At that time, the Japanese only know Japan. They know Japanese people, their language, and that's it. But compared to Malaysia, where they were surprised to see people from Malaysia coming in different races, different religion and so on. So we are very more equipped compared to a lot of people. When we go and work overseas in any country, we will be more open to all this sensitivity. Okay,
mm,
and the challenges is not that Malaysians are not good enough. The challenge is about confidence and exposure. For me, that's
mm,
it. And the barrier often is the confidence, okay, and it's not competent, because labor law you can learn, okay. Every country had their own labor law, kena belajar sikit lah kan, okay. But once you get the hang of it, labor law is labor law, all the other laws, the acts and so on. And the other thing is that for me it's all about you willing to unlearn and relearn, Ajit.
mm. Agreed, agreed, agreed. Very good. I like the part where you said it's not about the competency, it's about the confidence. You're right. It starts with the confidence, and competency could be learned. Perfect, perfect. Okay, what strengths do Malaysian HR professional bring that makes them, you know, active in regional or global markets?
Mm.
I always believe that the biggest strength we have is the cultural adaptability.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like what I was talking just now, right? Secondly, we are a very hands-on HR people. Okay, I think most of
Yes.
us here who are in HR, we know that we have done recruitment, we've done rewards, we've done training, development, OD. So we are kind of like we have done a lot of things. We don't only do one thing in HR. So that must make us a bit more, versatile compared to a lot of other people. Another strength is that our ability is to balance the people issue with business needs. Okay, so HR often has been the diplomatic, kita lah kita lah orang tengah between the management, the people, the union, okay, and so on. So we kind of do a lot of talking, a lot of coffee drinking, okay, to meet with our staff, our people, the union leaders, and so on. So we will learn to manage emotions, policies, expectation, and those legal requirements. Obviously, right? So although we are relatively cheap, but we can, you know, so for me, uh, we are cheap, so we can be bought easily, like Ajit. Okay.
Good. Cheap means that we are mobile. We can move around.
What I mean is that our salary and so on, we can
Yeah.
easily match what they're going to offer us, like. Okay.
Agreed, 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 agreed. Okay, any specific specialization in HR that you think are of more demand internationally today?
I would say HR business partnering that a lot of us doing today. Okay. We are not one-sided, like I always say, like you only do payroll for the last 20 years and so on. No, we have moved, HR practitioners now have moved into business, means that you understand what the business wants. So you're not only looking at those policies and processes only. Then another area is the talent acquisition. I call it, and the employer branding. We get involved in that as well today. Okay, it's no longer just hiring, but we go and attract, assess, and retain the right talent. So that's the other point. Total rewards and compensation, I would say yes. We have to learn that thing. That's the most technical part. I call it in HR, but you need to know, because that's where you understand the different markets, pay expectation, mobility packages will be different than the local packages,
Yeah.
benefits, and so on and so on. And also, I would like to also highlight like OD, change management, Ajit, transformation. I think we kind of touch those things as well in our career. And finally, obviously, the HR analytics, workforce planning, the AI today, HR technology. I guess, we are not bad. Seriously, we are not bad. Malaysians, HR practitioners, we are, pretty much okay. I just give you an example. I was talking to a friend recently. He said China have all the technology, right, in the world, okay, but they cannot use that technology to the fuller because they need that adaptability. They need someone to go in and do it, and that's where we Malaysian being called in, okay, because they can build those technology, but they need someone to run it.
Agreed.
So that's where we come in. That's how I see where we Malaysian actually can do a lot more beyond Malaysia.
Ah, very good, very good, very good.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
thank you. That's very interesting. We have
yeah.
Azza Akila saying good afternoon all. For the others,
Yeah.
you have not responded to Shireen's question yet. So
Yes. Come
we
back to
still
me with your answers. I would love to hear from you guys. The question is in the ticker at the below of your screen. Make sure you answer, then you get a chance to win. And you will want to win this gift, I can tell you. Maybe I also want to win. But we want to give you the opportunity.
yes.
So Aslam, are you ready for another question?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right. What skills and experiences should HR professionals build if they aspire to work overseas? If they're looking at the next, just say 3 to 5 years to move over to work overseas, what kind of skills and experience would you recommend that they have in terms of
I would
HR?
say, okay, thanks, Shireen. I would say it's not just the HR technical knowledge, lah. Of course, you need to know all your recruitment, compensation, rewards, okay, labor law, and so on. But I think first build that business partnering skill. Okay, that's very important. because you need to know what business you are working with, what you do, and all those things. Okay. Second, to build a cross-cultural experience. Okay, work with people from different countries, different leadership. Add on people from different countries into your LinkedIn account. Link with them, get to know them, understand different styles, different. Hey, how is your labor law in your country, and so on. And third, maybe strengthening the area that are globally relevant. Okay, like workforce planning. Again, back to rewards, total rewards, talent management, change management, because those are pretty much global relevant. Okay, HR analytical and technology. And finally, I guess to improve your communication and stakeholder management in a global role, you must be able to influence people. You must be well. Okay. I think for me, what helped was the exposure before moving overseas. Like in my case, I was already working with people from different countries, nationalities. We were on this conference call in the midnight in Malaysia because we want to get the global time that is suitable for the US and so on. So I've kind of, exposed to those things, and that made me easier to move on. So when the opportunity comes, you don't really feel you are completely foreign. Shouldn't.
That's true. That's true. There is a comment from Nordiba. Yes, I would. I'm taking every opportunity while I'm still healthy, capable, and eager to learn. Experience can be priceless. Working overseas would be a chance to grow personally and professionally. That's true. But first, I definitely do my homework to make sure the offer isn't a scam. Yeah, that's very important nowadays. There's a lot of scam happening, right, Aslam and
Correct,
Ajit?
correct, correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You
exactly.
you
Especially
you must do
Cambodia.
your
due diligence.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
Once I've verified the company role and employment terms, I'd be excited to take on the adventure. That is cool, definitely. These are answers to my question. That is good. Uh, Zoo also has mentioned for young employees who has just started to build a career overseas. Oh, that's a question. Do you see the longevity of the career, especially nowadays with a lot of uncertainty in terms of safety and all? Especially younger employees, we don't have much in terms of budget. What's your thought on that, Aslam? The younger
For me,
people.
okay, yeah, I think for me, it's very difficult to say. I've known someone who's been in Dubai for 30 years.
Mm,
I've seen someone only work for 2 or 3 years. So it all depends on various reasons as well. Okay, but back to when you work in Malaysia as well, right? Some
mm,
people they last only 5 years in a company, 3 years. So I guess that is pretty much depends on a lot of reasoning. But majority people I see when they are overseas, they stay at least 5 years or more. Okay, in general, okay,
mhm.
because it depends on if they see the value in you, you will continue to work with them, especially when working with the Arabs. In my case, in Saudi, okay, I had the opportunity to work in Saudi for about 2 years, but then I decided to come back for some personal reason. Okay, but once they have that trust, see, in the Middle East, it's all about trust. Once they have trust you can like work, on and on and on. But again, like I said, there's many factors. It's so difficult to just generalize it. But definitely, you are in for a long term. It's not a short term. Okay, unless you yourself cannot adapt and you yourself cannot continue to be in that country.
Mm. But like Middle East a little bit easier because there's like you mentioned just now, there's a lot of Malaysians there. There are a lot of Asians also working there, so a little bit more easier to blend in. But when people go overseas, it could be anywhere in the world lah. You mentioned just now about labor law, right? Sharpening your skills on labor law also. Labor law differs significantly across countries. How can HR professionals adapt quickly when entering a new market, especially when they get a job overseas? Because the laws differ from country to country.
Uh, for me now, it's so much easier during my days before Shireen. Now I mean those days I got to go and find a book, to learn the labor laws. But today I can just chat GPT and get the answers. Okay, we are so used in Malaysia of the laws. Okay, so for me it's all about unlearn and relearn. respect how the other country operates. But from my experience, being in the Middle East, and I was taking care of the Middle East and the Asia Pac, I would say 70% to 80% of the labor laws are not much difference. Okay, the difference might be in terms of your retrenchment. This country give you 2 weeks, this country give you 1 month, this country you must pay 3 months. But there is always a retrenchment benefit for it. So you see the point. I mean, it's all there. The quantum might be different, the ways it might be different, the application might be different, but the concept and the thing is always there. Pretty much the other point here, I think, you we don't need to, we cannot assume, because labor laws, immigration rules, all this can change. Every country is now changes. And also we must separate from being principle from the separate the principle from processes. I think that's the other key point. Okay, because the principle, like I said just now, can be the same, but the process may differ from one country to another.
Mm. All right, that's an interesting point to take note of. What mindset shift is required to move from being a local, just say HR practitioner or someone working locally, to becoming a global professional?
I think first you have to stop thinking like a local expert. Okay, so you have to start thinking like a global guy, a global learner. Stop saying in Malaysia this is how we do it, in Malaysia this is how I do it. You have to stop that. Okay, and I know a lot of people. So when I was in this company before, this is how I do it. So you have to stop that. You are not in a different company, right? So that mindset have to change. And I just give you one example. Here, we normally, when we hire someone, we ask them how much your expectation, then we up them 20% if their requests or their demands are within our range, and we'll ask one for the payslip for verification, right? And then sometimes we see there's a career break. We get worried. Hey, why you have the career break? For 1 year, what do you do and all those things. But in most of other countries besides Malaysia, okay, we don't do that. Okay, like when we was in Dubai, we have a position, Shireen. This is the amount that we want to offer. This is the position. This is what we're going to offer you, regardless what was your offer, what was your pay before, whether you are more, whether you are less. It doesn't matter. Okay, because we think that you're going to fit to this job. I'm going to pay you this much. The job weightage for that job is this much. Okay, do you agree? So I don't need your payslip. I don't need to know how much you're getting before. I don't need to know. I mean, I need to know some of your experience, whether it fits or not. But that part is not. So that's the difference. You see, is you when you offer someone, you offer based on the job. It's not about I up you 20% from what you're getting. Kita untung, we get this guy. He's now very low salary. We pay him half the rate only. So this is wrong for me. You should pay someone based on the job weightage.
Nice, true.
Very well said.
Ajit, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I like the concept. But yeah, you are right. In Malaysia, it's like you show me your payslip, I up 20%, 25%. If I up 30%, you should be very lucky. I did a marvelous thing for you. And then we even tell people, hey, why you ask for so much? You're supposed to ask only 25%. Oh my goodness. You're right. Pay for the job, not so much for the person.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I like the concept. I like Encik Aslam talking about this. Thank you for sharing. Okay, I want to bring the conversation now to the real situation, what's happening. We talk about going abroad and things like that. Okay, there are a lot of geopolitical tension that's happening, economic uncertainty, and of course, changing immigration policies worldwide. All these development are happening rampantly and affecting global talent mobility and also careers. How should a person manage around this situation, or what's the impact of this?
Okay, when I moved to Dubai, okay, mobility was already a big decision for the family, right? I had some hard time to convince them we're going to Dubai, although they like to go to Dubai for holidays, but living there is another thing, right? Okay, because they also have their fear of, can I have new friends? How about my friends here today? I'm going to miss them, and so on and so on. But I think today is more complex because we cannot just think about the employee only, but now we have to think about the family as well. When you bring someone, they want to bring the family as well. Okay, so immigration changes. Okay, in countries nowadays they keep on changing, housing, up and down. tax issue, long-term career path as well. Okay, because people, if they're willing to go to this country to work for 2 3 years, whatever, what will be their next career move? Okay, so these are the things we have to look into from a HR perspective. That's why by having a HR expat, okay, if you are yourself an expat, you've gone through this like me, I can really understand and I can, talk to them and I can explain to them because we have experienced it. Okay. And global talent and mobility today is no longer straightforward like before. Okay. Before was quite straightforward. Now, no, because there's so much restriction. Suddenly you cannot get the visa. Suddenly you cannot get your work permit. It can be that those things, tax issue, cost pressure, and so on. Reducing headcounts, all these things put into consideration. I think you cannot just look this overseas assignment as a relocation exercise only, Ajit. Okay, this is not just a relocation. We need to look at the risk, compliance, so there's a lot of things that you put it together to make sure that you move this guy in make business sense. So it's not just holiday actually, it's not as a holiday to give this guy to go there, holiday, whatever. Again, so many reasons to it, but I would say that the main thing will be looking at the whole holistic, whether it make business sense to send Ajit over there and to be an expert over there, what he can give and what he can contribute. I think that's more important. But in terms of the geopolitics, is something that is always fragile. I was in the Middle East, okay, during the Arab Spring, during the wars before. But I guess in any other countries that you are in, as long as it doesn't really affect you, that much, or you are not really in a bunker, then I guess office still open, the malls are still open. So.
Okay, interesting. So you think these challenges, are they creating more opportunities or becoming more of a challenge for HR professionals to move over? Let's look at it for the next 5 years.
I see both, Ajit. You have opportunities and you have challenges, obviously. Okay. The challenges, obviously, the uncertainty, tighter immigration rules. Now you can see, immigration will get tight. Like the US now, it's not easy to get a work permit going to work in the US, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, just an example. Okay, I'm not saying bad or wrong, but that's how it is, right? Okay. But I also think there are always opportunities for HR professional. Why? Because when the world becomes more uncertain, there's always opportunity, right? Okay. You need stronger HR leadership. You need someone who's willing to go and do that. You're willing to understand the workforce planning, the mobility, compliance, understand the whole employee experience, the expat, how to do it, mobility, and so on. So for the next 5 years, I see HR professionals who are comfortable with local administration may find it harder because they are so used to what they do day in, day out. Okay, but those who think regionally, use data, go into AI, use your data analytics, manage the risk, understand the business needs. These are the people we want to look for. For these people, they are ready. They can go across. And I personally, I've seen people, they have grow in their career and they can earn more money because bottom line, money talks. Okay. And if you get more money, you can do because you have that ability, you have that capability, you have the ability, and it's just building that confidence that I told earlier, Ajit. We need people to have more confidence that you can actually do it.
Okay, I'm so motivated now after this LinkedIn international assignments.
Suddenly see increase in people leaving for overseas careers because of HRTV. Aslam had a chat on it and everyone started leaving.
Yes.
Anyway,
yeah.
Aslam, for HR professionals doing an overseas career, right? What should they do in the next 12 months to improve their chances? I mean, like we mentioned at the beginning, it's not a matter of just writing your resume, putting it in, and getting the job, right? There's a lot that comes along with it. So how do they improve their chance in the next 12 months?
I think first of all, you have to be serious about it. Okay, so means that you're really looking into. So this is not test the water, test the coffee. Okay, if you're really serious about it, Don't wait the opportunity to suddenly appear, because you need like the next 12 months to prepare yourself. Start doing your homework, because opportunities don't drop on your lap. It just don't come down from the sky and then drop on your lap. Okay, you need to work for it. So update your CV, LinkedIn profile, very important. Okay, so just don't describe your job duties. I see a lot of people in LinkedIn, they tell what they do. Okay, I, as a HR person, I don't know. I don't really want to know what you do, because you're HR. I know what you do. Okay, but show what is your business impact, what you have done. Okay, uh, how this business partnering has, you have done your business partnering, and how you can talk something that is more strategic. This is what overseas recruiter looks for, because I know a few of them. Okay, because they also want. I take example, those from the finance industry, in the banking industry. One, because we are strong in the Islamic banking and so on, right? But the point here is that they look for those things, because they want to see the strategic part that you have done, and that's why they recruit people from Malaysia to work in the Middle East, whether it's Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and so on. So HR is the same thing. If you can show that you are a more strategic HR and a business partner, understand the business, this is what they're looking for. Because over there, they do not need an administrator, because they can find someone over there to do that. But what they want is someone who can go around, talk, understand, harmonize policies, see how what we can do, and be that business partner with the management. Okay, and the other thing is that you need to also study the market that you are interested in. Okay, not everybody wants to go to the Middle East. Some want to go to Australia, Singapore, China, okay, Japan. Hey, the world is yours. Okay, up to you where you want to go. So you do your study first. Okay, whether that makes sense for you and your family. Okay, how's the schooling over there? These are the things that you have to put into consideration if you get that role. So talk to also people who have done it. Okay, connect with them. Whether it's through now is easier, we can connect through LinkedIn and so on. Ask them, get their feedback and see. So this will actually put it all, when you put it all together, you can prepare your family and your personal life, because overseas career is not only a professional decision, it affects your spouse, your children, your parents, your lifestyle, schooling, housing, finances, and emotion. So take this next 12 months. If you're really serious about it, okay, just don't prepare for your career, but prepare for your life.
Okay, interesting. I like that very much. Having said that, we have this very interesting question from Ayu Nazura. Okay, do you think working in ASEAN countries is okay before I expand to Europe or Middle East, or straight away can go?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you have the opportunity, let's say you get an opportunity to work in Bangkok or in Jakarta, okay, or Singapore, or even Vietnam. If you ask me, you should go and try it out, because if you don't try, you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, like I always say, must have that confidence, and also that knowledge and the ability that you can do the job. So once you can prove to them that you can do the job, then I believe they will accept you. Okay,
But
because
is it like a must that we should start somewhere? Maybe start Singapore first, get some culture alignment, biasakan diri before we go to a bigger country or more different
if
country.
you have the opportunity, why not?
Yeah.
But if not, it's okay. Some people may have the opportunity 2 years in Bangkok before you go to America, example. Okay, that's okay. But I think not everybody has that opportunity, pretty much, because opportunities overseas is not that many anyway. Okay,
Agreed.
but my point is that if you get any opportunity for now, why not? Okay.
Okay, Shereen, I have a question for you. How would you feel working overseas?
How would I feel working overseas? Wow. At this point, maybe not, but I think if I was a young individual, much younger, I did feel excited about it, especially going to Singapore to work. I mean, a lot of Malaysians like going to Singapore to work at that time, right? So yeah, but at this point, as much as I like changes in life, because the only constant thing in life is change, right? But such a drastic change to move a whole family over, I don't know. I don't think I will be ready for it lah.
Maybe you do what Encik Aslam said, like you go first, then later decide to bring your family along.
Yeah, but leaving I mean, the kids are leaving me behind now, but earlier, like leaving the family behind was a bit hard as a woman, I feel, for me, lah, you know, because I also feel I'm a bit more introverted. So
Oh,
yeah, I feel when I'm a bit more introverted, it's a little bit hard to as an individual, one person to go is okay, but if not, once a family comes and then you really got to find out everything. Like I was in Australia when my son was there, and he was unwell, and I was trying to find a doctor. I mean, of course, I don't live there, so I was just there because he was there for that 2 weeks, 10 days, and he fell sick, and I was looking for a doctor, and I couldn't find one that we could just walk in straight away. I had to connect to another friend to say, hey, he's sick. I need to take him to the doctor now and not make an appointment for 1 week down the road. It was like a culture shock for me. You know, I was like, by the time 1 week, the person is either healthy or dead. You know, which way you will go? I said, I need the doctor now. So she then gave me a few connections, and then yeah, I made the appointment and go. So I feel that if I bring a whole family over, it's going to be like a bit of a stress for me lah. I feel, but individually to go alone, I would do it. I mean, as a single unmarried lady, for me,
oh.
yeah.
I think, sorry, Ajit, can I add on? Actually, I can help you, okay? If it's Dubai, maybe you think about it. If let's say Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, will you go?
No, a definite no.
Okay, so I think that's the answer, Ajit, to you,
Yeah,
okay?
that answers it. Yes.
Ashgabat, Turkmenistan, I've been there a few times, okay? Not recommended.
Mm,
So again, you know, it depends where you have to go, right? Okay, it depends as well.
Correct. In fact, Ayu's question, I see where as the person she's coming from, maybe she's looking at like acclimatizing of working overseas first. So ASEAN is like a baby step, and then moving further. But like Aslam, you mentioned, it is not so many opportunities available overseas to just decide this kind of things. But yeah, it's quite interesting. Wow, people are stealing my things and going away. anyways, let's see. We've got 2 more minutes left. Shall we take one more question, Ajit, or let's
yes,
go to
the final one.
Yes. Okay. Assam, I got the final question for you, and I promise
Sure,
this.
sure.
Would you recommend that Malaysian HR professionals pursue international opportunities? I'm sure you're going to say yes. But what are the rewards and the realities they should be prepared for? Anything they should have in mind, or just let it come as a surprise?
Okay. I think yes, but with an open eyes, it's not romantic expectation. Okay, I've done it. Okay, it's hard work, but the rewards is great. Okay, I would definitely recommend it. Okay, because I've done it, but you must be willing to unlearn and relearn, adapt, and step up from your comfort zone. That's the most important thing. If you're willing to do that, then you can do it. Okay, the reward is tremendous. It's not only about money, but you get that life experience. I think that's very important to me. I had a really a good opportunity, have a really good life experience, quality of life. Yes, I miss the family. Obviously, me and my my direct family miss our families, but it stretches your thinking. You become more confident, more mature, more open-minded, and professionally it can accelerate your career better because you stop seeing HR as it is today in one country lens. It also gives you that better quality of life for you and your family, like I mentioned earlier. Okay, financially I mentioned about that, but the other point is that your kids also get the opportunity to go into international school, for example. That makes a lot of difference. Okay, I'm not saying the schooling here in Malaysia is bad. Okay, don't get me wrong, these are all opportunities because you are there, right? So why don't you take it? Try new foods, okay? New friends. And remember that the new friends that you make in that location is going to be your new family members, okay? So that's the changes that you have to make. And today, one more thing I just want to add on is that today, with all this technology, you can, be on FaceTime all the time with your family in Malaysia. Okay, so it's not like those days. We started with Skype. You still remember those days, right? So it was a bit tough. But now you can just, call them anytime you want, and so it becomes a bit easier, I would say, okay, for that from that perspective. You might not be there personally, but you can see what's going on, during the birthday parties or the kenduris and so on. So I guess Malaysia give us a strong foundation, but the world will give us an opportunity to test how far that foundation can take us. That's
Wow,
my strong final closing line.
I like that very much. Very, very good. Very, very good. Wow, time flies, I can't believe we came to the end of our session. And thank you so much, Encik Aslam, for sparing this hour with us and sharing marvelous tips and motivating a lot of young people to think bigger. It's been a great honor to have you, and definitely through enriching experience that you have shared today with us.
Yeah, that was really, really, really awesome. If you found this session helpful, please type a thank you to appreciate our speaker for today. And before we wrap up, a big thank you to everyone who took part in our giveaway questions just now. We really enjoyed reading a few of the comments. And now our team will reach out to you on your LinkedIn. So please keep an eye on your messages. Don't forget, yeah, keep an eye on your messages.
Okay, thank you to our speaker and to everyone who joined us for this lively and engagement session. Thank you for the questions and also your ideas and also your feedback. And is there any way that the audience could reach you, Encik Aslam, if they will have further questions or they want to connect with
Yeah, I mean
you?
through you guys, you can always share my number. I'm fine with that. Okay, no
Sure.
worries. I'm here always to encourage the younger generation, motivate them. Okay, and
Outside.
I'll be
Yeah, and
happy if they can pursue better in their career moving forward.
Perfect.
and you're also in LinkedIn, right?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, Aslam Muhammad. You can look under my name and can hook up with me. Feel
Nice.
free. Yeah.
Yeah, we
All
are
right.
putting
Thanks.
the LinkedIn URL at the bottom of the screen. So for the
Yes,
audience,
sure,
please link
sure.
up with
Can
Aslam.
can do that.
Please connect with Aslam. You got a lot that you can pick up from him, some more beyond what we've conversed on today. Before we go, don't forget to follow Compass Mind Asia on LinkedIn for more HR insights, industry updates, and of course, upcoming HR episodes. We'll be back with another exciting topic, fresh perspective, and more conversations for all of you. So see you on episode 6 soon. Till then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.